25 years, I have been focused on the wellness industry. I love becoming a better version of myself. And I can tell you that compounded over a long period of time, the little choices that we do make day to day do make a big difference. Now, I reached out to a friend of mine because we're in a very unique time. There's no question about that. A lot of people are overstressed, overeating, and out of control. And I think now is the time where we need to slow down so we can think about the long-term results that we want to shoot for, both from our relationship standpoint, our business standpoint, and probably most of all, our health standpoint. Well, I've asked a good friend of mine, Dave Medansky. He's an internationally best-selling author, speaks all over the world, has got a real compelling story in terms of how you can turn around your health at no matter what age or no matter what point you are. And you know what? I can't think of a better time than right now to maybe slow down, hit the pause button, and do some resetting in terms of what you want to create for yourself and your family. Hey, Dave, thanks so much for being with me today, man.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Terry.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how you got on this journey, Dave. What's your story?
Well, my story is like most people, I was fit and trim until I started accumulating weight. And without realizing it, I was over 225 pounds. And I was a ticking time bomb, almost near death, for an early death. My doctor in July 2016 told me, based on my being overweight and lab results, I had a 95% chance for a heart attack. He gave me
Wow.
two options. I can lose weight or find a new doctor. He just didn't want me dying on his shift. So, as a friend told me, I saw the light but didn't want to head toward the light. And with that sword hanging over my head, I shed over 50 pounds during the next 4 months. That was 25% of my total body weight. And I
Wow.
don't want other people to experience or suffer what I went through, the agony of thinking that you're going to have, you know, near death experience.
Now, how old were you when you started that, when you had that conversation with your doctor?
I was 61. And that was
61.
about
So
4 years ago. So I'm 65. Yeah.
is there an age where it's easier, harder for somebody to flip that switch, if you will, to make better choices for their overall health, or can they do it anytime?
They can do it anytime. It's just making that decision. The sooner, the better. You don't want to be at my age and then find out. It's a little bit more difficult the older you get to change eating habits. If you can establish, good eating habits when you're younger and make it a lifestyle, then you don't have to worry about doing what I call diets, which are temporary and hard to stick to. And some of them are even dangerous for people.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about this shelter in place, the COVID-19 pandemic that we're in. How has that really impacted and affected the way people look at their health and how they consume food or when they consume food? Any insights there?
Yes. I used to tell people that the number one reason people overeat is because of stress and boredom. However, now it's because of convenience. With being, stuck in the house all day because of the quarantine, they're referring to that as the quarantine 15, which means you're gaining 15 extra pounds from being stuck inside. And so if you change your eating habits and improve them, then you don't have to worry, number one, about gaining weight. The other side benefit is you can actually lose weight and keep it off. So that's what I like to discuss with people is now is the perfect time to change your eating habits since you have the time to go to the grocery stores and get your own food and prepare it at home. You no longer have that excuses. I don't have the time because I'm at work. I have a schedule, blah, blah, blah.
So do you find people are, I guess, at home? Are they bringing the right foods into the home, or do you find people are just getting all kinds of junk food to bring into the house and not really focused on that longer term picture?
They're mostly bringing in the junk food, the popcorn, the potato chips, the cookies, and then they sit on the couch watching TV and eating it, all through the day or even after dinner at night. They're snacking on it, which is the worst thing you can do. Instead, you should be getting, fresh berries or fruits that you can eat and snack on it. Drink a lot more water. 75% of the US population is chronically dehydrated, which means
Mm.
people aren't drinking enough water. Yet our bodies are 60 to 70% water. More people are drinking soda and diet soda. You wouldn't give that to your pets, so why would you put it into your body?
Yeah.
Also, what I just recently learned is if you drink at least 17 ounces of water, it could boost your metabolism as much as 24 to 30%.
Wow. Wow. So how much water should somebody drink a day?
Well, there's two general rules of thumb depending on which expert you listen to. Some experts believe you should drink a minimum of 64 ounces, which is eight ounce glasses of water. Others suggest you drink one half of your body weight. So if you're 100 pounds and 200 pounds, you should drink at least 100 ounces of water. And that's where the conflict comes in. My rule of thumb is I drink one half of my body weight in ounces of water each day, sometimes more. However, at a minimum, at least drink 64 ounces, which is eight ounce glasses. And it should be pure water, not the flavored water or sparkling waters.
Just water.
Well, just water. And again, there's another argument: should it be distilled water or should it bring spring water? I personally drink distilled water. That's my preference. However, if people want to drink spring water, that's perfectly fine too. It's whatever your preference is.
Yeah. Well, I drink well water because we have a well. Let me ask you a question
And again,
about
that's
the.
perfectly fine.
That's right. Let me ask you a question about the snacking after dinner, because that's something that I struggle with from time to time. So I'm looking for some insider tips that you might be able to share. So, do good all day long, eat a good dinner. Sometimes I work to, 8 o'clock at night. My wife's watching TV, and it's like I get drawn to the wine and the snacks. Uh, what kind of suggestions do you have there to make better choices?
Well, instead of reaching for the potato chips or the pretzels or the cookies, I know you don't do that. However, get some frozen berries. The blueberries and strawberries are organic, very inexpensive at Costco. Have that. Throw that in some plain Greek yogurt. It makes a great dessert. Also, look for other things. Have maybe a cup of herbal tea.
Mm.
I just read uh, from a good friend, Dr. David Friedman, that tart cherry juice is very good to help you sleep at night if you're having issues sleeping. So little things like that you can do, or read a book. Maybe read 10 pages of a good book you started. Call a friend, journal a little bit, maybe recite some affirmations or declarations that you have for yourself. There's things you can do other than snack. The other thing
Right.
is, if you're watching TV and there's commercials, on a commercial break, they can last anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. You can go do a couple push-ups or sit-ups or squats or leg lifts. You don't have to do a lot. If you do build up to and do maybe 20, 25 at a time, if you're watching an hour TV show, you can get in 100 or 200 push-ups
Yep.
without breaking a sweat.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the overall diet. Is there one best diet or preferred diet out there?
I don't like the term diet because, again, they're temporary, hard to stick to. However, for dietary consumption, if I had to pick one, I would say it's the Mediterranean diet. And it's not really a diet, it's more of a lifestyle in their eating habits because they're not restricting your caloric intake or certain foods that you must eat. It's just a suggestion of eating different foods that are healthy for you. And you and I both know about the intermittent fasting. You and I both, practice it for the most part. And you can do the Mediterranean diet, lifestyle with eating, doing that and not, feel hungry or deprived. Uh, Basically, when I'm talking about intermittent fasting, we're talking going 12 to 14 hours without eating. And most people do that already. If they go to bed at, say, 10 o'clock at night and their first meal during the day is at 9 o'clock, that's 14 hours.
Yeah.
So it's not that difficult to do. And there's health reasons for people to give their body an opportunity to give the stomach a chance to rest and digest the food.
Kind of makes sense. Yeah. It's sometimes we just need to be aware of this and bring this new habit into our consciousness and then truly do make it a habit. Oh, what's the number one reason? I know you coach a lot of people, work with a lot of people. What's the number one reason you see, David, in terms of why people are overeating today?
Again, I used to think it was stress or boredom. However, lately I've been convinced it's more convenience.
Hmm.
We have a lot too many options out there. It's so easy to order a pizza, pick up a bucket of fried chicken, go through the drive-through, then come home and prepare a healthy meal, which a lot of times it's quicker, easier, and cheaper to prepare a meal at home than it is to go through the drive-through. By the time you wait in line to get your food and then bring it home and eat it, of course, a lot of people will eat it in the car, and that's doing mindless eating. They're not focusing on their food, and it's not healthy for you. So that's a lot of reasons why there's such an epidemic. Also, in the 1990s, there was about 15,000 products in the average grocery store. Today, it's over 50,000. Now, I don't know
Wow.
about you, Terry. I haven't heard that many new fruits, vegetables, nuts, or berries being discovered in that time. So, again, it's all processed food and it's all scientifically engineered to optimize our cravings for fat,
Hmm.
sugar, salt, and texture. That's why it's addicting. Probably why they refer to it as junk food, also makes you a junkie out of it.
Hmm. Yeah, I heard somebody say once that when you go to the store, focus on the outside because that's where the real food is, and then on the inside of the store, that's where all the processed foods are. Let's talk a little bit about.
Exactly. The other thing is, people aren't drinking. I was going to say people aren't drinking enough water, and because they're chronically dehydrated, they think they're actually hungry when they're actually thirsty.
Oh, interesting. Why do you think so many people in the U.S. are overweight? Is that convenience? Is that the primary driver there?
Convenience and complacency is human nature. Basically, we want to do the least amount. We're lazy. We don't want to make the effort. And again, it's easier to go out to a restaurant and have somebody prepare the food and then clean up afterwards. People need to take the time and decide, to make a lifestyle change. It's not that difficult to stop at the grocery store and pick up some fresh, vegetables or fruit and make a nice salad when you get home. Just be careful of the salad dressings, which are loaded with a lot of fat and sugar. Uh, there's healthy salad dressings that are available in the refrigerated section of the grocery store. So little things like that is what they can do.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about
Also,
what somebody can do. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we've been supersized without even
Mm,
realizing it because the
yeah.
plates in the 1900s, the average diameter was 9 inches. Today it's 12 inches. And in restaurants, the serving size dishes are 13 to 15 inches. Yet in Europe, it's still 9 inches. So, one of the things that people can do to improve their eating habits is use a salad plate instead of a dinner size plate. Also, if you go to a restaurant, cut the food portion in half, get a to go box, and only eat half at a time. That way, you get two meals for the price of one, and you're actually saving money.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting you say that. My wife makes some garlic pasta, and then she has some eggplant parmesan, and she has it in this big Italian olive bowl. And it's like every time she does that, I eat way too much. And I told her the last time she made it, don't give me it in the big bowl because I'll overeat. But we need to start thinking
Exactly.
about what we're shoving in our pie hole. And something you said, and we talked about a little bit earlier, but I think it's so important that people really get is that what's the end game? I mean, why are we eating? What do we want to create for our overall health? I mean, you made it just an amazing transformation in your body, which I know that took incredible discipline, new habits, new routines. But how does somebody create that new vision for better health, if you will, so that they can? I think most people realize they should be eating better, they just don't. But how can somebody make those shifts in their habits, David?
Well, they should do it slowly and gradually. Uh, the diets on Jenny Craig, sorry about that.
That's okay.
The diets they advertise on TV for, it's drop 16 to 20 pounds your first month on their food products. The way I look at it is, would you like to weigh 24 to 48 pounds lighter by this time next year? Most people would say yes. Well, if you lose 2 to 4 pounds each month and you do it on average for 12 months, that's 24 to 48 pounds. So it's gradual. The other thing is, start improving your eating habits slowly. As you mentioned, it's a compound effect. So just implement one or two little changes, such as drinking more water, eliminate the soda and diet soda, then change your portion sizes, use a salad plate instead of a dinner size plate, eat slower. We're so busy. A lot of us eat at our desk, we're in front of our computers, the TV, and we're doing what I refer to as mindless eating, where before you know it, the food is gone. You're like, what did I eat? So if you focus at the kitchen table or dining room table, just eat slower. It's little things like that.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your program. I know that you've obviously we've talked about had a tremendous journey, and you're now on a mission to educate, create awareness, and help people transform their bodies, their health. What makes your approach, your program, so unique and so different?
Well, it's unique and different in that we're not telling you you have to order special foods, products, or supplements. We're not telling you have to count calories, and we're not telling you have to do an exercise program. And it's based on your likes or dislikes. If you're eating something that you like and you enjoy it, then keep doing it. If it's something that isn't healthy for you, let's see what we can do to change, improve, or modify it. The other thing is, we're starting a 21-day challenge on May 18th. And that way you get 21 days with little tips each day, a little assignment to start improving your eating habits. And that will help people do it gradually and start developing new habits where you're not jumping in and doing cold turkey or starting a diet where you're depriving yourself or you're feeling you're sacrificing or you're putting unrealistic expectations or goals on yourself.
Right. How important, based on the people that you've coached, is it to be part of a community that is all trying and striving for the same goal?
Oh, it's very important. As I tell people, no one does it alone. I was fortunate. I had a support. My wife was incredibly encouraging and supportive of what I was doing on my weight loss journey. Uh, we talk about, if you have a support team, you have about a 50% chance of being successful. If you have 65% chance, if you announce it to people, this is what I'm doing. However,
Mm,
if you just get one person as an accountability partner, then it jumps up to 95%. So we
oh,
give
wow.
some tips on what people can do to get an accountability partner, which is probably a lot easier than they think, a lot simpler. I use it from what Darren Hardy taught us, and it's so practical. Anybody can do it. And an accountability partner doesn't even need to be on your weight loss journey with you or even know what the issues are. All they're do there is to keep you focused and accountable. And so we teach people that in the program.
Yeah, I know that accountability is vitally important in anything anybody wants to accomplish. And, one of the main things it does is keep that awareness on the goal that we're trying to accomplish. And I know you are massively successful as an entrepreneur, as a professional, and your heart is just huge in terms of wanting to coach people and mentor people. So on the bottom of the screen, I have your contact information. I hope it's okay that I put that there. If my friend you're watching,
Absolutely.
call David up and have a quick conversation. Be part of his 21-day challenge. He can grab you by the hand, be part of this community, and help you reach your goals, or certainly get you on the path to accomplishing your goals. Any last tips or thoughts you want to share with somebody who might be considering changing their perspective of health and being a healthier version of themselves?
Oh, absolutely. Start now. Don't procrastinate. I have a top 10 list of reasons people delay starting to implement new eating habits. The first one being, I'll wait till after the holidays, I'll wait till after vacation, all sorts. Tomorrow, I'll start on Monday, uh, all sorts of excuses. I tell people I did in 4 months what I could have done the previous 8 years.
Wow.
And it makes a big difference because when you lose the weight, you feel more energetic, you look better, and you feel better. So if people want to have more energy, feel better, and look better, start now. Start today or start May 18th when we start the 21-day challenge. And if you're not able to start on the 18th, you can jump in anytime.
Fantastic. Well, Dave, I want to say thank you so much for jumping on a Friday afternoon. I appreciate you. And my friend, you watching this, check out his website, learn about the 21 days to becoming healthier and having more energy and becoming a better version of yourself. And that website is createyourthinnerself.com. David, thanks so much again for being here, my friend. I appreciate you. I appreciate not only what you do, but who you are. You're an amazing human being. I know you're going to dent the planet in a big way. And I just want to say thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Terry. I really appreciate being on as a guest and appreciate being able to share the message with everybody.
You betcha. All right, my friend, you have an awesome rest of your day. If you are stuck at home, give some serious thought. When that head hits that pillow tonight, think about your health and think about your children or grandchildren or where you want to be when you're 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 or 90. David and I were talking before we started here, and he wants to climb Mount Kilimanjaro at age 90. My wife and I want to live to a healthy 120. Why not you? Come join us. It's going to be a heck of a ride. We're going to make a big difference in the world and help a whole lot of people along the way. So I appreciate you spending some time with us today. If you have any questions, reach out to David, reach out to me, and we're here to help you. Have a better than terrific day and a prosperous one, because you, my friend, absolutely deserve it. Until next time, bye-bye for now.